Well,
So
I mean, this is where it's difficult to escape an ideological trap here because it could be that we are more divided, things are worse, and this in some way is a symptom of that. But that could be a trap because it could be saying, wait a minute, we've been sick for a long time, and this is just the continued symptom. And there have been periods throughout the United States history where assassinations and bombings and all that sort of stuff were more plentiful.
Right.
I'm not a historian, but so we got to be careful. I think the first thing to sort of think about this is that something horrible happened.
Right.
It was, you mentioned, if I asked me earlier if I'd seen the video. I haven't seen the video,
Yeah.
but that in of itself tells us something, that now in real time something can happen and be shared like this. And so it was literally the death of a man that was videotaped, and in the worst horrible circumstances, which that of itself is a trauma. For the 3,000 people that were present,
Wow.
that's a trauma,
Yeah,
right?
oh, yeah.
For the campus that was there, it was certainly a trauma for the man's family.
Sure.
It was a trauma for those who were invested in him. He had followers,
Right.
people who were, It becomes complicated because he was a political figure, right? So,
Right.
so those of us, and I count myself as part of those that were opposed to him in so many ways, and
All right, all the things that he said. I mean, they're documented.
Yeah,
very racist and interesting kinds of things
Well,
that he said that.
but
that
even
got people
there's
upset, you know?
there's a potential ideological trap there because the man said lots of things, and I'm somewhat familiar with him in that I would watch his videos debating and whatnot, and I would watch sort of analysis of those videos, and I think that Stephen King got in trouble for sending out a tweet or something that he had condoned. Was it condoned slavery or something?
Right.
And it turned out to be not true, right?
Right.
So there's
there's a lot of that going on. Right?
so so I think that makes it a psychological phenomena that we might want to, if we can, to sort of pause and reflect on. And when something like this happens, there is the potential for you to learn something. And even though there's a philosopher named Alain Badiou, and he talks about how there's in his idea, he calls it an event. Something happens that has the potential to change the way we think about the world. And it can come from lots of different perspectives according to him.